Hi there folks, well welcome back to my channel and first video. Still in the Lothians. I'm actually not that far from Darlington Castle. And where I've actually stopped off at, I've actually seen a sign for this on a few occasions when I've been driving through the area. And it's actually called Chester's Hill Fort. And I think it's actually just up in the trees behind me. There is some limited car parking spaces. So if you're coming with your car, just bear that in mind. I think there is like 3 spaces in total. But again, there's a wee track that takes further up. Don't know if maybe there's something else up there. Might have a wee nosy, a wee look. But we'll be heading up to the hill fort as well and showing you what's the site's like itself. I've only seen photos of it online and it does look pretty impressive. So it should be an interesting place to go and explore and spend some time just wandering around. And again, even from where I've parked the car, you get some pretty good views out across just like the farmlands and down towards the Firth of Forth. So I'm going to grab my things in just a moment and head on out. Before I do that, if you enjoy my channel, if you enjoy my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will post a link to the channel's Buy Me a Coffee page and to the channel's TikTok account as well. I'm pretty sure this is another Historic Scotland site. It won't be a manned one, and I'm pretty sure it's open all year round as well. So I'll try and link in the Historic Scotland page to this site as well. So if you want to have a wee nosy, find out some more information, you can find the information there. So I'm going to grab my things and go for an explore. Yeah, so the hill fort's up that direction. So up along that path. And that's the way you drive in. You have to come along a single track road at one point. I just want to see what's up here. So I don't know if maybe there might be some more car parking spaces here. Oh, and even from here you can see some of the earthworks. Yeah, just seeing if there is more parking up here, because it would be helpful to know. Yeah, I had a wee recce. The road actually just takes you up to somebody's house, so obviously I don't want to be filming there, but you can see behind me, like behind the trees, that's where the fort is. Yeah, I suspect that area over there has been dug out. I think that might actually been a quarry, so there's that kind of look about it. Because it does have like one sheer wall at the back. Yeah, it probably was a quarry. So I'll try and get back to the path, which is just down this way. Yeah, so it's 200 metres along. So I just follow the path here and go through the woodlands. Oh, there's a deer up there. Just behind the trees. I don't know if you can make it out on the camera. Yeah, it's just running up the side of the hill. I was not expecting to see that. Yeah, I think I got myself slightly mixed up. I thought the hill fort was going to be up on that hill there. It's actually over there. So I thought I was going to have to do a wee bit of hill climbing there, but it's actually just there, and it's actually just right next to somebody's house. That's just surreal. Yeah, this is definitely a site that if you are coming to visit, wear sensible shoes, because part of the track is fairly muddy, essentially through just like a field, and it's just essentially a bit of a mud track, and you have like gorse bush everywhere, so just be careful not to get caught in the gorse. And there's a wee information board here, and try and find out what was going on at this site. Yeah, so obviously there's the Chesters. So I think we're going to be on this side of the site here. So this would be an Iron Age site. Yeah, there's a lot of things that Ptolemy said about this neck of the woods that wasn't necessarily true. Always got to take what Ptolemy says about Britain with a pinch of salt. So it was used during World War II as well. And you can just hear how peaceful this spot is. So you just come into the site of the hill fort itself, and you can just see the start of the earthworks and the banks. Yeah, a lot of the ditches will have been filled in over the past 2,000 years. But even from here, you can start getting a sense of the views. And the path continues up this way. And you can just see, like, yeah, the site is just pretty much covered in gorse. You can see it on that side as well. Yeah, it's one of those wee hills that you don't realise how tall it is until you start climbing it. Because the one across the wee gorge bit is definitely taller. But here, yeah, there's definitely height to it. But even from here, I'm only about 2/3 of the way up. And you can actually see all the way back to Edinburgh. I'm not sure if you can actually see it in the camera, but you can actually just make out Arthur's Seat, which is all the way over in that direction. So, when you think about it, a lot of this area, like when you get with the castles, a lot of the area surrounding somewhere like this would have been cleared. There'd be very few trees actually up close to the hill fort itself, giving the inhabitants a good view of the surrounding area. And even with the trees that we have now, the fact that you can see Arthur's Seat definitely tells you that this is a commanding location, that you do get to be able to see the whole surrounding area. And if you can see as much of it as possible, gives you as much control of the site as possible, the area as possible. So you can see up to who's coming and going, you can see if there's somebody coming to attack you, and it just gives you that kind of level of security and control. It's a really interesting wee place. I'm going to try and see if I can get to the top of it. Yeah, I managed to get to the summit of it. Now as I'm getting back down, it's going to be the fun part. But again, definitely worth it for these views. And okay, it is slightly hazy today, because again we are now in November. And if I can imagine this on a clear day, because even with it being hazy, you can see the Pentland Hills, but over in that direction. You can see Arthur's Seat. You can see the Firth of Forth and the Fife. And over in that direction you can see, trying to see if I can actually get it in frame. You can see in the North Berwick Hill, or North Berwick Law, just kind of beyond the trees. And pretty sure you can see the Bass Rock as well. So just this one location, and you get this amazing view, just looking across the surrounding areas. And you're like, I can totally see why they chose this hill. It's a very commanding location, a very commanding spot. So yeah, and again, you have to really use your imagination to try and imagine and kind of like form the image in your head of what this would have looked like about 2,000 years ago. Because it would have been like palisades, and the ditches would have been deeper, the actual earthen banks to be more pronounced. There've been like roundhouses actually inside the palisade itself. So it would be a really impressive sight to see. And even just standing on the summit, it's still impressive just to be able to get this view across the surrounding area. I'll turn the camera around and let you see it. So over in that direction, as I was saying, just through the haze, you can make out the Pentland Hills, you can make out Arthur's Seats. I think you can just possibly make out Castle Rock as well. You can see the Firth of Forth, and Fife, and get North Berwick Law over there. I'm guessing that'd be the Bash Rock as well. Yeah, I managed to walk to the far end of the hill fort itself, and I think I may have found the entrance, or what would have been the entrance back in the prehistoric period. You can just see there's a dip in between the earthworks, and I'm going to try and see if I can get a better view from the other side. Yeah, this is looking at the same feature from the outside, from just on the other side of the fort. It definitely looks like an entrance. Yeah, looks like a bit of an interesting boulder over there. Not sure if I'll be able to get to it because there is a fence in the way, but it's the only boulder that's outlying by itself. Wonder if it might be in relation to the fort itself. Might be surprised, because I do get the impression this is very much on a crag and tail. So it'd be a bit like Castle Rock and Stirling. Yeah, that was a boulder that I spotted. It's just very much sitting out by itself. And when you look back, it is kind of roughly in line with the actual entrance to the hill fort. So yeah, I think that probably has some sort of connection. Yeah, that's it back down off the hill fort. I'm going to try and walk back along and follow this fence, because that will take me back to where the gate is, where I came in. I get a bit of shelter down here from the wind, because the wind does start to pick up. Even down here it's starting to get a bit breezy as well. But what I was talking about in relation to the stone, about being possibly being connected to the actual entrance to the hill fort, so it might have been some sort of marker, or some sort of kind of boundary marker or something. Yeah, and it just looked a bit too conspicuous to be sitting there by itself, especially where it was located. It just seemed as if like there was at least some sort of significance to that boulder being there. I was just set my archaeological spidey sense off. It just kind of looked a bit too kind of conspicuous to be there by itself. But again, the Chester's Hill Fort is a wee hidden gem. I know I say that about other places that I go to, but there are so many places like this in Scotland that are not that well known. People probably don't often come to that very often, but are just so full of history, archaeology, and are just really interesting little places to come and explore and spend some time in. And again, for something like this, it might be a bit more difficult to get to, as it is about a wee bit out of the road. I think the nearest town is Drem, and even from there you've got to drive a wee bit, and it's not that far a drive, but you do have to kind of go up along a bit more of a country road and then a farm track to get to it. But again, I'm glad that I came along to this. It's one of those wee places that you sometimes hear of or you see about online, but unless you actually come to it, you don't really get the full extent or the full atmosphere of the place. So again, hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video, and hopefully if you are exploring the Lothians of this part of Scotland, definitely come stop at the Chesters. So it's one of those wee places that, yeah, it's like, again, I've got this entire place to myself. And like, you go to other places and it'd be utterly stowed out. And I think that the only other person that I've seen up here is the guy that lives in the house. Other than that, I'm the only person here. So I've had a good explore, a good wee wander around. It's been really peaceful. Just a lovely little place to come to. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.